guys, Daniel here again, coming at you here with yet another video through God's grace. As I'm sure you could tell by either the thumbnail or by the title, we are answering the question, is the ATM business worth having? But first, I'm here with my dog Zola, so if you hear some weird sniffing around, what are you doing? If you hear some moving around, that's what's going on. Diving into the question of today, in one word, yes, absolutely. The ATM business is 100% worth having. And I'm just gonna name off a few different reasons why I think it's totally worth it. Number one is it's passive income, or at least semi-passive income. Passive income is really the way to create wealth. You own some, and you get to own them and operate them, so you have power and control over how the business operates, and you get to have passive income. So guys, if you're working a 9-to-5 job and you're making hourly work, the only way for you to make more money is to work more. But when it comes to passive income, then you can build a business that'll make you passive money, that you could be making money at the same time as you're doing something else, whether that's being on vacation, spending time with friends and family, or doing your day job or a different job. So you can be making money in two different ways at the same time. You don't have to be in two different places to make more money. You don't have to work necessarily more to make money or spend more time, as versus an hourly job where you trade your time for money. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so many hours you can trade of yours to make money. But passive income is just a way to build wealth in that way. Another reason is cash and convenience. I know we are living in like an increasingly cashless society, increasingly godless society. They want to get rid of cash. To be honest, I believe I'm a Bible believing Christian, and I believe that we are living in the last days, to where it says in the Bible that that when the Antichrist does come and the rapture happens, that there will be a cashless society. Personally, I do think that like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that is either that or the precursor to that. But putting some of that aside, yeah, cash isn't going anywhere. I mean, there's still businesses that are cash only, and they're gonna stay that way. They just prefer it that way. It's easier for them to operate, and a lot of the times, even if it's not cash only business, it's convenience. A lot of people won't walk or drive to their bank if it means they only have to spend $3 to get their cash out right there on the spot and buy whatever they need, whether it's like a street vendor or a business or whatever. Reason number three why the ATM business is a great business to get into is that it doesn't take a whole lot of money up front to start the business. I know that when I first started the ATM business, first of all, I know that I was shocked that any regular person could even get in the ATM business. I, for some reason, thought that there's going to be like all these federal regulations. You had to go through all this red tape. You had to do all this, blah, 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 blah. Only banks could own it, whatever. I just never really thought of it. But getting past that, I also thought, okay, well, these are ATMs. They must cost $10,000. They must cost $20,000. Well, good thing that's not true. It's only a few $1,000s for the physical ATM, and that's by far the biggest expense that you have of getting into the ATM business as far as putting any upfront money is concerned. And then the money that you put into the ATM isn't actually being spent. It's being recycled back in your bank account. So I don't really count that as money being spent. However, I do count that as some of the upfront costs that it will take for you to get into the ATM business. Because even though it's not actually getting spent and it's coming back to you, it's still not really like in your pocket. Like you still can't really use it for rent. You still can't really use it for gas or for food or whatever. You can, it's your money. You can take it out of the ATM and do whatever you want with it at any time. But if you want to keep making passive income, there's got to be some cash in that ATM. And for that cash to be in the ATM, it's not in your hand being able to being spent on rent and stuff like that. So I don't count it as money being spent, but I do count it as some of the money that needs to be used as upfront cost to even start the ATM business. Now I dive deeper into it into a separate video of mine, so if you want to get like some real numbers and what the money goes into the start of the ATM business, go check out that video on my channel. But just real quick, I would just recommend that you have $5,000 to start the ATM business. That's making an LLC or other business entity, buying the physical ATM, buying the modem for your internet, and then putting the money into the ATM for it to operate. all of that combined is about $5,000. Now you can have a little less depending on how much money you want to put into the ATM, but if you want to get into a deeper dive on that, go check out that other video that I have. Another reason is, guys, your money is literally making you more money. Like, the money that you have in your bank account, in your savings account, or in cash around your house buried in the backyard is actually making you more money, because you're putting that money into an ATM where you're charging people to then borrow that money, and then they give you that money right back out of their bank account the next day. So it's a literal direct way for your money to make you more money. It's so much better than just sitting in your bank account or being buried in your backyard, because as you know, inflation goes up on average right now in an insane 10%. So if you have $10 and you save that for a whole year, well, a year later you have the equivalent of $9. But when you could be making that money make you more money throughout that year, you could have made 20 grand over that next year. Instead, you lost $1. So be smart with your money. Use your money to make you more money. Your money can work for you. It's so much better. Hey, quiet. It's so much better working for you in a way that's gonna make you more money than just sitting in your bank account. Obviously, you wanna have savings. Obviously, you wanna have some emergency money, some rainy day funds, some money that you can use right away to get you out of a pinch. But for me, I have my money split into a bunch of different ways. I do have some money in Bitcoin. I have my money invested in the ATM business. I do have some savings up in cash. I am gonna buy some gold, so that way some of my assets are actually preserved in the gold themselves. So I encourage you to look into different ways to use your money, to make your money work for you. If you're just letting it sit in your bank account or just letting it sit in cash, it's doing nothing for you. You're actually losing money. That's a bad idea. You want to have some, you want to have a small percentage of it, but you don't want to have definitely not the majority. And kind of my last reason for why the ATM business is totally worth having is that it is like a good feeling when you're building a passive business and you're just watching the numbers on your processor's website going up, and this is while you're doing something else. You know, like I said, I have a few other businesses, so I'm either editing some videos or editing some photos. I'm a photographer and a videographer, and we have the event photo booth business. So if I'm doing something with that, or even just doing nothing, watching TV or hanging out with my wife or something, and then you go and check out your website that tracks all the numbers, and you see that you made $60 today while sitting on your butt on the couch. Like, that's pretty cool. So it's pretty rewarding to just be able to build a passive stream of income, and that's something that's just going to keep building and building and building. To be honest, I'm kind of relying mostly on ourselves as far as financially speaking for our retirement and planning for the future and stuff like that. So I don't really plan on getting any money from the government. I don't know if Social Security will be anywhere a thing by the time I'm able to collect on it. I don't really have a 401k. We do have like an IRA. But even the IRA is money that we're putting into it, so it's not like anybody else is matching it. I don't have a job that matches our 401k or anything like that. So really, I'm relying on myself through different streams to take care of me and my wife and my family when I eventually retire. With knowing that, building a passive stream of income through a business, through one or two businesses or whatever, how many of the ways you do. I want to build more passive streams of income, but this is kind of just something that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some money. It's going to take some dedication. But after 20, 30 years, I'm going to have 100 ATMs. I'm going to have a bunch of these passive streams of income that's going to help me later on in the future. So I think it's an overall great idea to get into the ATM business. So if you're looking for a super head start on starting it yourself, go check out my ATM bundle on my website. It's super cheap. I sell them all separately as well, but if you get them all as a bundle, it's cheaper. It's $120. It gives you everything that you need to get started from 0 to 100. I give my lawyer made an approved contract to give to the business owners to make sure that you're protected and they're protected. I give you a list of ATM vendors, such as who to buy the ATM from, processors to use and where to get the internet from, and I give you options. So no matter where you live in the US, no matter what state, you'll be able to start it. You don't have to live where I live in California. And I also give you a list of bank accounts that will accept the ATM business, and I give you a contact information for one of the bank accounts that will actually be able to open your bank account remotely. He specializes in opening up specifically ATM business bank accounts. And he can open up the account for you remotely no matter where you live, so that way he can walk you through how to open it and how to answer this questionnaire you have to do, and he'll help you keep it open as well. And then you can go into a branch near you to do all your business, do all the withdrawals and all that stuff. So if you want to make it super easy on yourself without any of the hassle and having to look into it, it's only $120 and it gives you absolutely everything you need to get started. That's it for today, guys. I appreciate you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please give me a like and subscribe. It's gonna help out so much with this new channel. But until next time, guys, God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.